He's gone, which means I can spit on his desk and read his emails. Enlarge your penis. Internet pyramid schemes. Online casino.
Man, yeah, we're welcome to 40 minutes of dogs barking. All of our dopamine receptors are fucking just fried like Lil Wayne. Shit's like Lil Wayne on a private jet.
Yeah.
Just seizing out.
Well, speaking of seizing out, a little community outreach is in order. We got our very first hate text, Brian, from a person who did not identify themselves, so we love that. We love that. Yeah, please go ahead.
Your show sucks because of the fucking song change.
Change it. R slurs.
R slurs? Sorry, it felt kind of bad saying the R slur, but I mean, it changed the fucking shit. I want to fucking skip the shit every time I play an episode. It doesn't capture the nature of the internet unless you are also white trash. God bless.
But also, yeah, we are white trash.
Yeah,
We've said this before.
Yeah, I'm literally river trash.
This is known.
Drink from the hose. Like, both my grandparents died from cancer from a Superfund site. Like, probably my fate.
Apparently, I lived upstream from Coldwater Creek, too, so yeah.
Like, you don't get any more white trash than that than if I ran. Like, the only thing that would make me white trash is if I ran for office.
Grandma lived in a trailer, you know, like, everybody had problems.
You know, grandma decided to put the dog to sleep before a trip instead of kenneling it just because it would be easier. Didn't tell everyone until we got back. Where's Daisy? Are you going to pick her up from the kennel? Oh, guys.
Oh, God.
Yeah, trauma.
Yeah. My grandma got so drunk one Thanksgiving that she fell asleep and forgot to put the turkey in. So
you've told that one before, man. That's such a classic.
Story. It's such
grandma drank for the Indians.
Grandma drank for the Indians. Well, because according to her, you know, back in the family tree somewhere, you know, a Blackfoot that was our.
Oh, that's
ancestor.
why you like Xi Jinping.
Yeah. I do not. I don't where this comes from. Yes, I'm fat. Okay, but that's about it. Welcome to 48 Minutes Dogs Barking. Brian already said that. Yeah, so welcome to the show. I don't really have any plans on changing the fucking theme song. Anytime in the future, our wonderful friend Kill Hamster was nice enough to sit there and record it for us. It actually does have dogs barking in it, which is also nice. I'm a metalhead from the 80s onwards, so give me a compelling reason.
I feel like I think you can draw extrapolate a line between like probably like 90s, late 80s like nerd culture and like metal culture.
Oh yeah.
Like definitely some of the nerdiest guys I knew growing up were also heavy metal nerds. Yes. Or heavy metal guys.
Yes. And also, it's my show, so hey, I listen to a lot of other shows whose theme songs I don't like. I skip it. It's fine. You know what you don't have to skip on this show? Ads. So maybe think about that. It's not every 5 minutes all of a sudden someone's, hey, you need a new website? Remember Squarespace? No, I'm not doing that.
Does your brain hurt? BetterHelp is here.
Oh, yeah. So we're not doing that. So in exchange for
we're
not getting
not
paid,
going to the Blue Apron Island.
No. So in exchange, you have to put up with a theme song you don't like. Them's the breaks. Skip it. Kill Hamster does not lose out on any royalties if the song is not played. He is also a new patron subscriber, though, so welcome
thank you.
To Kill Hamster.
Thank you, Kill Hamster.
Well, piggybacking off a story from last week, our main topic was Brooklyn Vegan and all the other magazines that the morons at Veeps decided they were going to close. Well, the good folks at Vice Magazine, Emma Garland here writing yesterday, we got former Alt Press and Revolver writers to review Good Charlotte albums. A nice little piece of petty revenge. Emma starts the article, music journalism has not exactly been thriving these last few years. Long gone are the days of fully staffed teams dedicated to covering new music, interviewing people in person, or publishing in-depth profiles containing foreign concepts such as observational detail and cultural context. Now is the era of short-form video content in which the greatest artistic minds of our generation get to eat chicken, a nice dig at the First We Feast / Hot Ones, guys, or deliver a solitary opinion agreed upon with a PR team in advance, as Subway takes. The digital media boom that defined the first 2 decades of the 21st century lost the war to social media platforms, which killed the ecosystems by suppressing outgoing links, consolidating ad revenue, and other awful phrases that aren't in the Bible.
So far, this is pretty tight writing.
Yeah, I'm good. Basically, the lines that were never designed to go up stopped going up, and investors pulled the plug. Kind of like the housing market in 2007, but for people with opinions on whether the demo of Reality by Grimes is better than the finished album version, and then in parentheses, it is.
I was actually, you know what? I was just thinking this morning.
Really?
I think 100% agree. I think
if
the
I
demo,
never see Kareem again, I will be happy.
The demo version is absolutely superior to the album version. The album version just feels really overpolished.
Label safe.
Yes.
Shall we say. She then goes on to recap, that Brooklyn Vegan, Alternative Press, Revolver, and Goldmine, shuttered by Veeps, which was founded by Good Jarlet's Benji and Joel Madden.
Good Jarlet?
Did it Good Jarlet.
Good Jortlet? If Good Charlotte wore jeans, would be like this.
That's right.
Like this.
That's right. So they got in touch with ex-staff and freelancers from 2 of the above publications, again, Revolver, the Alternative Press, and they sat and they reviewed the Good Charlotte records in order, basically. From 2000's Good Charlotte, Mala Mortensa from Alternative Press says, stick to the hits, all one of them, and Good Charlotte provides a passable portrait of pop punk's awkward tween years. Move beyond that, and you get the answer to an age-old question. What if we got drunk and shoddily satirized early Weezer? No surprise, the result is tedious. An edgy kid's diary soaked in groundwater, she says. It's at home at a 2000 skate park. The older I get, the cringier it registers. Let's see here. Paige Owens' Alternative Press takes on The Young and the Hopeless.
Good Charlotte's Young and the Hopeless is remembered as the album that made them rich and famous, but the story behind their sophomore success has always been bigger than the Madden brothers. They almost never got the chance to make it, with frontman Joel Madden sharing in rock sound, "We came to the close. It was being dropped after the first album didn't sound like the label expected," crediting their fans with convincing Sony to give them another shot. Sonically, it is polished bubblegum interpretation of the pop punk and emo boom of the early 2000s, rarely reaching beyond the scene it borrowed from, even as its defining singles, Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous, and The Anthem leaned on veteran collaborations John Feldman, Goldfinger, and Tim Armstrong, Rancid. Producer Eric Valentine heard something a little deeper in their songwriting than their punk peers were creating. But 24 years later, you need science's most powerful microscope to find it. Even Hold On, the album's emotional attempt at reaching kids struggling with hopelessness, packages adolescent despair in the same easy digestible formula that make Good Charlotte so commercially viable.
So these are fantastic reads, by the way. They go through Morning Revival, calling it sickly. While nobody was looking to them, nor peers like Blink-182 or Sum 41 for a deep intellectual experience, at least their peers were being sincere. Generation RX. There's no soul, feeling, intuition, experience, or any indication of a human being here. It's a guy from Revolver. Motel Ducap. It's a nice read. It's a fun read. The reviews are really well written. They obviously have a bone to pick, but they're also being honest. Yeah, okay, it's got this, it's got that. I just thought it was a fun experiment. I'm glad Vice is kind of sticking a little bit to them.
I agree.
Because fuck them. Speaking of people to whom I would say fuck them for real, EDP 445 this week was the subject of much talk. because Mike Klum, documentarian behind the YouTube documentary The Dark, Sad Life of Boogie 2988, did a documentary on him. And it is stunning. Have you seen this?
I have not watched it.
Okay.
It's been a rough week for me.
It is an hour and a half long. It is worth watching because it's just, this dude is, he's a messed up guy. He openly admits to wanting to harm people. He openly admits to liking underage girls. Now, who the hell is EDP445? Is a YouTube guy. He's been on YouTube for 16 years. Talks about the Philadelphia Eagles. Mostly rants. But then, yeah, a couple of different pedophile hunter shows set up stings with him. And so the documentary has that stuff, but it also has the Chris Hansen showing up, talking about it. Also, all of his critics get a final shot in at the end of the documentary. This is the part that really got me. So at the very end of the documentary, it's like a rogues gallery of all these people. It's the last 6 minutes of the documentary, and it starts with EDP himself in a prison orange jumpsuit digging his own grave. He got this guy to film just all sorts of crazy shit. I don't know how, frankly. Maybe EDP thought this was going to be some kind of redemption arc. I don't know. That's Charles White Jr., also known as Penguin Zero.
M22?
Uh-huh.
The squirrel guy?
And yes, they
got Boogie, the cancer survivor, with the Mountain Dew.
Yep. And Caleb Hammer and a bunch of other people.
Damn, it is a fucking rogues gallery.
The last person that talks in the documentary that's not EDP himself is Chris Chan, and the chyron on the screen when Chris Chan appears is literally Jesus Christ.
This is really well produced.
Yeah, Mike Klum's stuff is really cool. If you've not seen the Boogie one as well, that one's also great because he does get a lot of candid footage of Boogie at home. That was 2 years ago when that one came out. Yeah, I'm always looking forward to when Mike releases something new. And he did post the entire thing on Twitter in its entirety, so you can watch it strictly on his Twitter account at Mike Klum, at MikeECLUM. So definitely worth a watch, definitely a strange thing. Garbage Day, the newsletter that I subscribe to, had this to say about it. Klum is building a body of work that I would call prestige lol cow. I can't say it's not well made, but I'm uncomfortable with the entire pursuit. Putting so much focus on the internet's worst people makes my skin crawl. A Twitter user actually made it click for me as to why I feel this way. This is at Butleriano saying, lol cow is true crime for boys. Definitely watch it, though. It boils down his entire career into hour and a half, easily digestible. Now, if you don't know who any of these people are, that's fine. There's a show for you. That show is called ScrollCenter.
Huh?
It's the two fellas behind the Talkin' Talk Tua, which was the recap podcast of Haley Welch's Talk Tua podcast. They now have switched to this thing called ScrollCenter, which is SportsCenter but for niche internet creators.
Okay.
This is an Instagram account called Screentime on SC. So this is, they've got a report here on Dan Henshin, who Juniper from Kill the Computer had told us about. Here's a clip from that.
You don't want to see this guy backed into a corner. You don't want to see what he can do in a pinch. He knows how to get in and out of characters. This is a guy that can do a lot with a little amount of time. He can get aggressive on the feet. He can just purely dominate.
Look, all these trips to Sherman-Williams to paint his head, it's still not really putting him closer to $1 million.
What would you like to see him do to get 1 million? Does he need to change anything? Because I think he's on course to hit it.
I'd like to see him stop, making these avant-garde experimental short films on YouTube.
So I love the comment here on the Instagram post by Alex Nichols, which I think is Alex Nichols. Does some shit with Chapo, I want to say. Maybe it's just a different guy with the same name. But I do like the getting sick to my stomach thinking about how much First Take you both must have watched to get the cadence and tone down so well.
Yes, First Take, SportsCenter, Stephen A. Smith, they've got it down.
Charizard?
Yeah, things of that nature. Yeah, but they're saying Cocky Want Boing Boing's going to make, Cocky Want Boing Boing 2. He's going to hit, 2 million followers. Here's what they have to say about Subway Takes.
Subway Takes is the greatest talk show that has ever existed, and Kareem Rama, its host, if Mr. Beast weren't on the app, I think would be the face of the Instagram franchise as one of the greatest posters of digital content of all time. He is the GOAT.
Come on now.
And there's nothing you can do about it. This guy hung the moon when it comes to short form, talk show, clippable content. This is a guy that every week, he's not afraid to get in the kitchen and do the dishes.
Ask me what my take is. Has Kareem taught you nothing?
What's your take?
This show just doesn't work.
Yes, it
Kareem
does.
doesn't have it.
Kareem actually commented.
Yeah.
I got the fucking juice.
And it's not a joke. Well, maybe it is a joke, but Caleb Hammer's potty mouth. They have Sam Altman is really funny. Like, oh, I don't know, dude. Maybe they aren't right about everything. But it is funny. It is really fun. If you want to see full episodes, that is actually on the Patreon for them. That's ScrollCenter. But they're just doing clips here. That's the guys, Cam George and Peter Ditzler. It was being called by Links in Bio, another newsletter that I highly recommend. It's called the Sports Center for the Creator Economy. And yeah, a post analyzing and breaking down AJ and Big Justice has 29,000 likes.
Will the Rizzler give blacks another chance?
Now listen. Yeah. Like 3 guys yelling, Charles Barkley's trying to get some screen time. Now listen, what you got to understand is, and he's like circling the kid on the screen. Like, he's got it. And then there was a story going around. It's a stupid story. So Harry Potter adults, apparently, according to one guy on a podcast, this according to Rusty Foster, writing in Today in Tabs, yet another highly recommended newsletter. But yeah, it says, according to infrastructure guy Simon Ludlam on a recent podcast, the UK's Green Link interconnector, which is an undersea cable, was rerouted after, quote, hundreds of calls from Harry Potter adults who were angry that the power cable would allegedly disturb the fictional location of the fictional grave of Dobby, the fictional formerly enslaved elf who was offhandedly freed by the fantasy series' dim-witted but wealthy protagonist as a sort of prank on his private school enemy's family, and who subsequently suffered both the social rejection of his still enslaved fellow elves and the continued indifference bordering on contempt of his human idol Harry Potter, before ultimately being killed while heroically rescuing Potter and several of his fellow human slave owners. In the book, Dobby's death serves mainly to provide motivation for other characters and ultimately helps move the interminable series to its long foregone conclusion, which is that Harry Potter defeats his lower-class, abused orphan antagonist and achieves his lifelong goal of becoming a magic cop. In the film version, Dobby's death and burial take place on Freshwater West Beach in Pembrokeshire, Wales, and people who refuse to read another book have heaped painted rocks and trash on the spot, despite being asked not to by the National Trust. Several people took that podcast interview, including people at The Guardian who should know better, and reported it as fact. However, it took a random Reddit poster in this week's r/UK Politics Weekly Rumors, Speculation, Questions, and Reaction megathread to fact-check a story that the British and American press and me and you and everyone we know deeply wanted to believe was true. Quote, first of all, this happened years ago. The consultation was in 2018. The cable was laid starting in 2022. It was tested at the end of 2024, and it's been in use since the start of 2025. The cable wasn't dug into the top of the beach. It was drilled horizontally underground. This has evidently been the case since at least October 2018, and from what I can tell, the route under the beach did not change between then and October 2021. Dan Davies, this writing for backofmind.substack, wrote about the story, which he initially viewed as a chortle, his term for the genre of planning anecdote, where some picayune and ridiculous objection serves to delay important infrastructure development by serious people. He writes, as far as I can tell, the company responsible for this cable did everything absolutely properly and professionally, and didn't ever plan to do anything which would disturb the beach at all. There were reasonable concerns about the fact that it's a beautiful beach and tourist asset that shouldn't be messed with, but these were all taken into account at a very early stage in the planning because they were so obvious. Harry Potter fans didn't cause anything to be changed. The project got permission really quite quickly and has been in operation for a while now. The reason that this worries me is that this isn't really what I'd call a planning chortle. It's the creation of a chortle where there was no actual planning problem to exaggerate or mischaracterize. And I think this is pointing to a real cultural problem in the infrastructure industry. The idea that the public consultation is intrinsically frivolous and illegitimate, and that getting the permission of people affected by what you're building is basically girly SWAT stuff that real men of engineering have to be troubled by. So to tally the final scores, Rusty concludes, Harry Potter adults still the worst, and the only group here who are materially harming the beach. This green energy project quite well planned and competently managed. Infrastructure guy on podcast. Okay, you did choose the right group to pick on, and you almost got away with it, but was any of it necessary? And Dobby, dead for the sake of J.K. Rowling's Society of Wizard Slavers.
Dobby died for Bush's oil profits.
I ain't going to die for no oil profits, Mr. Potter. I want you to get in that Black Hawk.
Dobby, stretch out your mouth like an old tube sock.
I think it's dirty old gym sock, but I'll count it. That's fine. So yeah, a lot of people got punked and faked by the fake Dobby story. That sucks.
Can Dobby has cheeseburger?
No, he absolutely fucking cannot.
Dobby has cheeseburger. Dobby has ranch.
Dobby has pink sauce from Ladies TikTok.
Dobby has an AR-15 with extended clip. Think of a Roblox custom game where you play as Dobby shooting up your... And it's like some kid's school in like fucking Omaha.
Yeah, the Half-Life mod or yeah. On my way to get sued by the British government, Brian, for, I don't know, a million different things, I guess.
No, just remember, don't stick your finger in the dike.
Did a lot of that in high school. Anyway, I didn't know they were gay at the time.
It's okay. They probably didn't either.
They didn't either.
But they did after they hung out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes. I'm a sexual machine turning straight women into lesbians.
A different type of dry spell breaker.
Yep. Speaking of things we have a knack for, it's Crypto Scam of the Week time.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
Brian, are you familiar with HarmonyONE?
I am.
Okay. Then explain it to me, because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Boy.
Never a good sign.
If I recall correctly, Harmony is a lot like Tezos, and it's like a layer 2 off of Ethereum, I want to say. It had a little bit of motion in 21, 22, kind of like during that part of the bull run. Never had the exposure, or I think the traffic of like BSC or Ethereum did in that time. They've kind of... I'm like, when I saw we were going to talk about HarmonyONE, I was like, were we just talking about that it still exists for some reason? But apparently something, the only thing that has happened for this project that I can think of in the last couple of years is...
shit going down.
Yeah.
So yes, according to this article from Decrypt agent writing, I swear, if I find that out, it's fucking AI, I'm so mad. The blockchain Harmony has confirmed it was exploited after an attacker minted roughly 4 billion of their proprietary ONE tokens without authorization, sending the token down 37% to about 0.00077 cents. On-chain analyst Juiceberg, I fucking hate that name, flagged the mint early Wednesday, putting it close to 4 billion tokens, or about 26% of the supply, saying the tokens have been created through empty blocks, meaning it didn't have anything to support it. This is just, they conjured it out of thin air. About 2.8 billion were funneled into exchanges as the price fell. Yeah, it took a real dive. It still hasn't really recovered. In a follow-up tweet, the analyst said the attacker had roughly 115 million ONE left to sell on-chain, or about 2.9% of the total minted. The overwhelming majority, 97%, is already on exchanges and has either been sold or was sitting in deposit wallets. Harmony responded, of course, we are working with our team and appropriate exchanges to stop and freeze the funds. We're working on patches and roll dates. We're working on a patch and rollbacks. In a second post, it named 4 wallets and asked exchanges to block anything traced to them. Now, that's a... Sure. But also, in order to actually fix this, they'll have to do what's called a rollback. It returns the network to a state before the exploit, erasing what followed. Problem is, that also takes out legitimate transactions from real users after the attack. This isn't the first time, as you mentioned. 100 million was drained from the cross-chain bridge June of 2022 in an attack the FBI attributed to North Korea's Lazarus Group. The project's first proposal for that hack was to reimburse victims, which would have meant minting billions of new tokens and hard forking the chain to allow it. They didn't do that. They replaced the funds from their treasury. 4 years later, an attacker has minted a comparable amount without asking. This does say that one carries a market capitalization of 11.5 million, ranking it outside the top 1,000 tokens.
That is so crazy. It was like I remember it was like a top 50 project.
Now it's not even the top 1,000.
Jesus.
I don't know. It's this type of shit's gonna happen. People are gonna like rediscover old networks, rediscover old projects.
Brute force that shit with AI or something, or find a copycat and exploit from a different chain in the hope that there's something that translates.
Something that wasn't patched.
I am activating woke 2.0.exe on your blockchain. Prepare to die, nerds.
Despite the show sucking because of the song, we did want to bring you something a little bit near and dear to my heart. Someone who's been making animation on the web for about 22 years has recently made a bit of a splash doing voices for Smiling Friends and other shows. A gentleman who goes by the name of David Firth. Some of you may not recognize the name, and that's fine, but you will probably recognize one of his most famous creations, which was the Newgrounds animated series entitled Salad Fingers. If you're not familiar with Salad Fingers, oh boy, are you in for a treat. So around the time of about 2004, this gentleman by the name of David started up a website called fat-pie.com.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he made other animations before Salad Fingers. There was actually a show called Fat Pie that he created. This was about 2004. But it was called a website for introducing a bunch of silly cartoons. Hello there, and welcome to the constantly updated Fat Pie website, now with Flash. Yes, there are now a whole pile of Flash cartoons you can get your teeth into, including the bizarre Salad Fingers and the brand new Burnt Face Man. Of course, we haven't forgotten about good old Fat Pie, presented in glorious WMV at 17 megs a pop. Fat Pie is the main feature of the site. New episodes should be soon. Now, Fat Pie was itself really bizarre. The first episode of Fat Pie, if you've not seen it, is called Burger Trash. Play a little bit of it here.
Well, what about this? I have just got a special GameCube 2 in from Jamaica, if you are interested. Or maybe Backdoor Birds have it large too on VCD. Maybe, I don't know, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Remember though, I've got a car lot. I've got a car lot.
Just odd, surreal, kind of ugly animation. It's just experimenting and doing strange stuff. This itself was a sequel to another show they had done, which was called Jim's Story. That was the first thing he had ever created. But it was a series of characters. Jim, the main character, cared only about cheese, TV, and his girlfriend Leah, a, quote, tarty Yorkshire bimbo. Those 5 episodes are still around. I believe they say now they're on like BitChute. But yeah, this is about 1998. He had gotten his first computer and started playing around with animation, and this is the first thing he created, 1999 to 2001.
And like everyone who got a computer around that period of time and was like, I want to make cartoons for the internet, this is a little bit racist.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit racist.
A little bit racist.
I don't know what the Cantonese did to you, but
they nicked me mobile. Yeah, Fat Pie was about a 15-minute episode. It usually devolved into complete insanity by the end of it. There was talking animals, strange zoom-ins on people's faces, odd ethereal music, a lot of the Lynchian inspiration that people would later cite when they talked about Salad Fingers.
Yeah, Salad Fingers was one of the first things I felt like really escaped containment from the internet in a way. Like, there were people I worked with like 2004, 2005 that would not consider to be online individuals. They're like, have you seen the Salad Fingers thing? You know, the fucking the milkman's milk or the milkman's wife's tits, and you're like, oh yeah, I saw that.
So Salad Fingers did start on Newgrounds, which we've talked about before. One of the first places to really offer a sanctum for people animating in Flash. This from a Indie Film Library article from 2023 says, Firth's body of work, produced on a shoestring budget with the support of crowdfunding, is utterly stunning. This article from Lad Bible from 2019 announcing new Salad Fingers episodes talked about the history of it, that the Salad Fingers name was coined from an in-joke between him and his friends, basically based on the way someone had played guitar, that they had salad fingers. But then they extrapolated from there. Teens of the noughties loved it, of course. The noughties. It's just the 2000s, please, for fuck's sake. And Salad Fingers swiftly became an internet sensation while people were still figuring out what the term gone viral meant. The first video, if you've never seen it, there is a re-upload from 2025. Every episode, 1 through 14 plus the specials, it says.
I like rusty spoons. I like to touch them. The feeling of rust against my salad fingers is almost orgasmic.
Yeah, that 2 minutes was the entirety of the first episode. But again, Flash, smaller shows were normal. So the entire 14-episode run that you can watch on YouTube right now, it runs about an hour 45, because as the show went on, the episodes got longer, animation got more complex, even more gruesomeness started to be added in. But already you can see the seed of something really kind of uniquely grimy and disgusting. In a good way.
That surreal, minimalistic, kind of grayish, dystopian, French high concept cinema type shit that was very popular from like around the early 2000s to about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always think of David's work as definitely owing to Lynch, owing to Cronenberg, and that kind of makes sense as someone who may have come up during those time periods when those were kind of ascendant figures of the new avant-garde.
Someone that was like, Emily the Strange is really pedestrian.
Yeah, Johnny the
Or Foamy the Squirrel, fuck that shit.
Right.
Foamy the Squirrel's still going.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Mm-hmm. It's upsetting just that people are still fans. It's like, how is that possible?
How? It's like, you know what? Like, I remember Happy Tree Friends, but I don't need more of it. I don't need to know what the Happy Tree Friends guy is up to.
Yeah, I don't know that I need to know. But what an interesting dude. And he's kept busy. Salad Fingers did take up a bit of time there. Even Fat Pie and a lot of the other shows that kind of started around the same time definitely fell by the wayside. FatPie.com eventually just basically became the Salad Fingers show after a certain time. He did also, this is one of my favorite little side things that he did have a band that he did, which was this fake rapper that he was performing as, Devo.
What? I'm not familiar.
Let me see. He had this, I want to say it was satirical rap career as MC Devo. I don't know. This is from 2007. It's Taking Ease with Bob Marley. There's MC Devo.
Tell me about it. No, pass it on. Taking ease on your wedding day. Everybody's getting gay. I need the weed to perfect the come down. Helps you from feeling proper rundown. Then I watch you sundown like a cum clown. Taking ease with Bob Marley's. Take it ease, 1, 2, and freeze. Take it ease with Bob Marley's.
There it is. Taking ease on your wedding day. Everybody's getting gay.
Everyone's getting the back. Even the preacher's giving people back massages.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, a wicked sense of humor, this fella. He kept working and kept just doing stuff. Like the article there mentioned in the Lad Bible there, he took a bit of a break from Salad Fingers. They did release 10 episodes between 2004 and 2013. But yeah, talk about a guy who's just doing everything. Yeah, I see he went to Leeds Festival as Devo in 2005. Just claymation episodes. Like, he's done everything. There was a series that he did called Burnt Face Man.
Yeah, I didn't know about this.
Burnt Face Man is a weird one.
I may have a burnt face, but that doesn't mean I can't fight crime. Take that, crime, you shit! Of course, that wasn't really crime. That was just a box with crime written on it. But seriously, crime is a shit that needs wiping up.
So yeah, written, drawn, animated, and voiced by David Firth. But yeah, I mean, he's kept busy. Burnt Face Man, Salad Fingers itself, a Fat Pie, which ended. So many different things he worked on. Let's see here. He did a voice in a video game called Lorelei from 2019. He did, in this series, Umbilical World, voiced Salad Fingers. He did a film, a feature film. He worked on an anthology film directed by Flying Lotus. He co-wrote the screenplay with Flying Lotus, David Firth, and Zach Fox. If you've not seen this, it is really a bizarre little film. Let me see if I can find the trailer here. But yeah, this was 2017. It was a Shudder exclusive.
I love this earthquake. It was the best one I ever seen. All my enemies are dead.
Hello, dispatch.
I know you're awake.
Yes!
An hour and a half is a real long time. I don't think I can stick around for that long.
You know you want it. You know.
Yes, they got Tim Heidecker and Hannibal Buress in the film, and George Clinton. It's surreal, nasty, bizarre shit about a group of mutated survivors after an earthquake in Los Angeles. He also worked with Flying Lotus to direct the video for Fire is Coming, which features David Lynch.
You know he died, right? He's really dead. He ate too many Big Boy sandwiches.
He had 2 Cokes and a giant cookie and then died.
Tommy's father was downstairs in the basement wood shop cutting a piece of clear pine on the table saw. The sound of the saw was screechingly loud, and a big plume of agitated sawdust was forming in the air. Tommy's mother was outside on the front lawn tending to a small flower garden. She was visibly upset about her flower's condition. She was observing a black film on the stems and leaves, then trying to wipe this black substance away while running hose water on it. But it was too greasy and the water wasn't washing it away. The front door opened and Tommy appeared behind his mother. "Mom, there's a phone call for you."
Very disturbing piece of short film. A bunch of kids in animal costumes watching a other taxidermied animal with David Lynch's face telling a horrible story. Yeah, definitely fits with David's whole deal. Now, I'm taking the long way round, but he's created a massive body of work. He's still very active on YouTube. He does still have the David Firth channel, the weird part of YouTube, people call it that. This here, The Conversation. When Salad Fingers was released, it pushed generic boundaries in shocking ways that harnessed the internet's freedom from content regulation like ratings systems. These ambiguous intentions are a combined appeal and horror of the show. The most common Google search phrases around the series are, is Salad Fingers supposed to be scary? Is Salad Fingers a children's show? And why is Salad Fingers weird? Loves himself some Francis Bacon, loves himself some David Lynch. The Wall is referenced as a one, but also other fellow YouTubers. Michelle Lyons is Funny Horsey. And it also kind of sort of shares some DNA with Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, which you've not seen it. It's a nightmarish parody of television puppet shows. And it's not lost on a lot of people that are creators now that are coming up with them, because our good friend David did appear in a Smiling Friends episode early in season 1. He plays the voice of Shrimp.
Oh, it's so good.
Hey, Shrimp, what's going on, man?
Si, my girlfriend just broke up with me. I am heartbroken.
Oh, well, sorry to hear that, Shrimp.
Shrimpina meant everything to me. I only realise now she is gone. I never fully appreciated her.
Aww. Look, man, don't get too beat up about it. It happens all the time. We'll help you find a new girl.
But I do not want a new girl. I just want Shrimpina back.
Yeah, Charlie, he can win her back.
He says the word sigh.
It's such a great episode. God damn. Oh, Smiling Friends.
From the FAQ of Fat Pie, I just want to leave us with this. Why do you waste your time making these cartoons? Why don't you get a life? 2 questions in there. Well, as for the time wasting, it's the summer holidays, and as I'm at university, I get about 4 months summer holiday, which gives me plenty of free time. I even have lots of free time while I'm at university, so therefore I'm using time constructively rather than melting my brain in front of the TV. As for get a life, I guess you mean wear a Hawaiian shirt with a beer in each hand, dance badly, and keep shouting, "Hey!" And my response to that is, Finged. A couple of my digits for you. Just because you don't like my work, it doesn't mean I'm a loser with no friends. Do you make any money off of this at all? Not yet. But buy a t-shirt. What do you look like? And he responds with a photo of himself with this burnt plastic rubber mask. I look like Tom York, as you can see. Yeah, I've always enjoyed his twisted sense of humor. I've thought, oh yeah, how do you come up with ideas? I buy my ideas from Whitney Houston? Hey man, what were you smoking when you made these, lol? The majority of the stuff on this site was made 100% sober. I don't
smoke weed. It makes you lazy and scared.
Oh yeah. I don't get it. I never really meant it as comedy. The question is Salad Finger supposed to be funny? I don't get it. I never really meant it as comedy. It's just supposed to be a strange little cartoon with a strange subject. Newgrounds said it is, quote, sure to get some laughs, which I guess made most people think it was a straight-out sitcom studio audience Chandler from Friends belly laugh-a-thon, which it isn't. Anyway, just an interesting dude with some interesting ideas. Indie Film Library says this: when the next generation of Salad Fingers explains how he will know what to do when the elder, which is a whole thing, is gone, it feels like Firth is speaking to us. To the people whose own appetites for the dark and depraved worlds he has made a living out of, catering to. Use the moon's reason as your wisdom. I've walked in dreams for decades. I've observed you. This could be seen as Firth informing us that we are part of this process, that he knows what to do now, to put his characters through repeated hell, because he has developed an understanding of our own psyches, our desires for carnage, and our behavior around his most upsetting works. For all the intricate misery and comedic gore of Firth's filmography, the eternally cartoonish world of Salad Finger still manages to be his most uniquely discomforting. I would agree. Yeah. All the other stuff is very silly. Burnt Face Man is clearly just like, superheroes, aren't they silly? But, he's done a lot of stuff. It was mentioned that he did a couple of guest voices in Justin Roiland's The Polony Show Halloween Special. He did some writing for Charlie Brooker's Screen Wipe and some animation for it. He's still getting around there. Like I said, Smiling Friends. He did actually 3 characters, multiple episodes. I love it. I love the fact that he's still getting around. He did have a voice role in the latest video game from Mugenics. And a voice role.
Yeah, I hate the name. I heard it's fun. I didn't really like The Binding of Isaac that much.
That definitely will probably skew your view on that game then.
The Binding of Isaac is like, what if we made like a really bad, clunky Flash game that's like, what if we did like Robotron, but with really bad mechanics?
What if Enter the Gungeon was somehow grosser?
Or what? Hey, what if Smash TV with less
Boobs.
Everything?
Yeah, more psychic trauma.
Oh, I had my dad used to beat me with a belt, and like, well, he didn't beat you good enough because you almost were interesting.
Damn.
That's that mid-late aughts, like indie gaming. What if you were trying to find the princess? You get the thing is, the princess was trying to get away from you because you were like a creep or something. And like, I
don't know. I thought that was an interesting part of Braid. I thought that's what made Braid interesting. Hey, what if I'm actually the bad guy here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I could have told you that from your hair.
Ouch.
You remember the indie game documentary and the guy who did Braid being like really upset because of the Soulja Boy video? You know the video I'm talking about, right?
No.
There's a video of Soulja Boy playing Braid, and he's like, "Oh, you could turn time backwards," and it's like, you've never seen this.
No, I haven't.
And he just walk around jumping shit. But what's the funny part about it? You can do this right here. Watch this. What do you do? How you did that? If you didn't catch that, I just went back in time through the whole game. He just be going back in time. Watch this shit. Like, you about to die. You be like, oh. Oh, shit, I'm gonna die.
This is a much more generous interpretation of Bray than I think it deserves at times.
Yeah, but also, like, I get that he was kind of like, man, fuck this guy. You don't get this game at all.
I got banned from the Naked Bike Ride for trying to sell fidget spinners without a vendor's license.
Jesus. Well, I guess that means it's time to tell people where to find us online. Brian, when you finish yawning, tell us where to find you on the old internet.
Yeah, if you want to find me on the internet, you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at iShotGuidibord, ISHOTGUIDBORD. You can also find me on Instagram at a music photographer. If you want to check out my well-curated portfolio of people with their mouths open, you can go to assholemusicphotographer.com. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you want to check out the last and only good media website in Screwy St. Louis, you can head over to artsstl.com, where I will never be posting my photos of dry cleaning. I just...
no.
No, I just... depression's a hell of a thing. Anyways...
it is, yeah.
Jason, where can they tell you to find their rusty spoons?
You can find my rusty spoons anywhere there's a video crime. VIDEOCRIME. That's going to be Twitter and Blue Sky and Letterboxd and various other places. And if there's a video crime, chances are that's probably me. You can also find me as part of a podcast. Not this one's called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. There I play a fictionalized version of horror icon Stephen King. It's midnight-pals.simplecast.com, or search anywhere podcasts are sold for the phrase Midnight Pals. You can reach this show in a number of ways. My personal favorite is, of course, the telephone, 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY-POO if you like to spell with your telephone. Like the gentleman at the start of the show who told us that our show sucks because of the theme song. Let us know what you think. I am open to everything. Just understand that any text you send us will be read on the show. Think about that before you send something. You can also shoot a message via email if you prefer. Jason at the number 4, the number 8 minutesofdogsbarking.com, or Brian with a Y at the number 4, the number 8 minutesofdogsbarking.com. Support the show, patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. Keep us in beer money. You'll get yourself some bonus content. Last week's bonus episode was over an hour of yapping and chatting and talking about stuff, and I think you'll enjoy it. Patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. Well, that about does it for the show. Thank you all for hanging out with us. And as we always say at this time, namaste, good luck, give mommy a good gut fucking 25th Amendment. Now, who ate all the pussy?
Pussy.